So we are in the Northridge area. We are by Barclays Coffee on, I don't remember the exact streets. What is this? Winneck? No. Corbin? No. Tampa. Tampa and Nordoff. Okay, so this is by Barclays Coffee. This shopping center was always extremely aggressive, and I used to go to Barclays Coffee here and try to relax. Remember some of these death threats from the black community with the worldwide groups? No relaxing for you, nigger. You're not allowed to go to public places and sit and be still. The car groupings, clothing color groupings, all that were extremely aggressive, especially right here by the Barclays. And that was actually directly linked to one of my father's employees, a black x-ray tech named Brandon, working with Alita at my father's office and many other, Fernanda Simi, Lorena Escobar, who was originally an x-ray tech when I was 16, who became the office manager. I don't know if she's still there. And so I would sit out here, maybe relax, smoke a cigar, read a book, or go inside, and employee harassments and cars showing up parked pairs of twos, backwards, groups of people, example, black pants, pink shirt, things like that. Surprisingly, this is a lot closer to normal at the moment with some of the car mental illness tactics. And just methods to provoke, which go on minute by minute every day, to try to get reactions, to set up, to lock away with the police. Okay, and of course, anything that were to happen, pair this guy leaving was backwards next to this white pickup, and I think the car to the left was also backwards, pairs of threes, or groupings of two white cars backwards together here. Pairs of twos. Reds trying to congregate as close as possible. We have a thing with reds. I don't know what their deal with the reds is, but I think it has to do with the person on the school bus when I was a young kid that yelled black and red, then you're dead, to someone, and then the Tom Farley mobbings to Eric Johnson, which he's trying to, pairs of twos right here by Banfield Pet Hospital backwards. Technically, we also have pairs of whites. My mind doesn't always see them, but if from an aerial shot, even though they're forward, see the two whites here together and the two whites there. That actually is another in these unheard of thousands and thousands of tactics directed at me. Another tactic. But my mind, remember that there's so many things going on. A person's mind who is a target is only going to pick up on so many of them, right? And he's going to sort of cling to a few of them. Remember, if there's blue car groupings and other pickup trucks together, and especially in like Thousand Oaks, pickup trucks backwards all over the area, the city area, backwards, hinting about pickups or picking up on someone with idea of reference message, or let's just say, I don't know what the message is. I just know they're sending messages to create the appearance to get me to analyze it. And then, Kevin, why do they do it? Well, it's a trick question. See, to answer the trick question is, Kevin is a schizophrenic and is reading into things, when the reality of the situation is they're trying to create the appearance by doing idea of reference tactics nonstop. Okay, so, and remember that I found out this was going on and I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. And it didn't start with the cars, it started with verbal harassments and provokings and threats. Threes together backwards here. I think this is Chi-Chi's. So threes backwards, and then we sort of have some reds trying to congregate here. And this is Tesla charging, so that doesn't really count. And remember that the longer I'm there and relaxed, people are notified. This is where Kevin is, or by privacy violations. I believe these 4 in the corner there backwards together will be notified, show up, this is where he is. Now, okay, 2 or 3 in this corner by the Nordoff. I think Nordoff. And you'll notice one thing in a lot of these big parking lots, or any parking lot, towards the edges of the public road, there's a higher rate of the groupings usually. And that is to sort of draw the target in. Okay, me. Okay, so so we're by Northridge Mall, and then there's the direct connection between all of my father's office employees. But Brandon had extra anger because he was black with their No Relaxing for You Nigger campaign, and their anger because I kissed a black girl at a young age. Okay, at 8 years old. And you're going to say, well, who fucking cares? Okay, and normally nobody would. Okay, so example by the edge of the road here. See the 2 cars backwards there. I think they're gray. One's white, one's gray, I think. And we could literally do this all across the world at this point. But I watched it sort of start in 2011 at the Starbucks in Encino because I parked backwards once, and everything's going to be the same. You were sitting on a bench when you were 5 or 15 and left a Coke can on the bench. You're a litterer. We have a worldwide campaign to kill you. And then they're going to try to cover it up to try to get reactions and say he suffers from obsession. He can't stop. And that's how it starts. From a family that dictates, makes children slaves, whips them to death, and tells them what they can and can't do. And if they disapprove, you started taking auto shop classes. You started working on cars, pairs of twos, sort of not directly next to each other, but you can see what they're doing. And then you can see as people arrive how they're going to feed into it with the groupings, but they're directed at someone. And as I explain on a lot of the videos, you can't really prove it who it's directed at with the cars. Pairs of twos backwards here by the door, both black. But you can through the verbal harassments, because if I'm joking around and I go on the internet alrighty then and joking about Jim Carrey, and every business I go in or a huge amount, the employee tries to belittle me and keeps going alrighty at each and every business, or let's say 60% for 10 years straight, they're taking my private conversations off the internet. They're spying on the account. They're not following the account. They're spying on the account. And using the information, whether it be their illegal cell phone tracking, GPS tracking, all the privacy violations, the Trojans, the Wi-Fi hacking, and they're hinting that Brian Longbottom spy game tactics. And ironically, Brian Longbottom wanting me to work on the pilot at Universal Studios spy game to, once again, like so many other scenarios, make it look like I conform to media, which starts at an extremely young age, especially with Jason Perlman and friends, told to show me as many horror movies as possible, and then try to make it look like I conform to media. Example, after watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jason, my brother, says that Jeff Allen, his friend's mother, now just sort of look at the 3 whites, which you can't really prove these things, but you know it. And how would you? The only way you're going to get proof, direct proof, is an admission from people. Okay, so the statement, so Jeff Allen's mother chainsawed his heart in his door, was the lie, disinformation lie of my brothers, to try to get me to say things that make me look crazy, right? Because they want me to sort of mimic and repeat what others have said to me and go, Kevin's crazy. He actually thinks it's some of the things that Kevin says. So therefore, if you repeat what people have said to you, so they're giving disinformation to try to get me to say things to use against me. Okay, to make someone look crazy.